Hey, it's me, your girl Cynthia Bailey, and I've been hanging out with your girl, the queen of reality TV, Kamisha Reviews.
All right, guys, welcome back to Kamisha Reviews, the queen of all reality TV. And please, if you don't mind, Mama, introduce yourself. Is your number? Or your number's there? Go ahead, and introduce yourself, and what show are you coming from? Because you were on an iconic show this season.
Yes, I
Tell me
was.
your name, Mama.
Even if it was for a
Okay,
very brief moment.
that's
Penny Williams.
fine. Number. But tell me your
So
number
Penny
too. I want to
Williams,
know
the
your
realtor,
number.
standing head and shoulders above the. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that?
No, make sure you tell me your number
I
as
didn't hear
well.
you.
So many of you guys, they know you. I said, tell them your number. They'll know. So when you introduce yourself, just tell them your name and then tell them your number. It's so many of you guys that know you guys some just for your number alone. Some people.
Understood. So Penny Williams, number 176, season
Yes,
2,
yes.
Squid Game: The Challenge. Oh, Squad.
I love it. So first, tell me how you got into the show. Were you recruited or did you seek them out?
So I had a friend, we would watch our favorite shows, and we stumbled across the Squid Game: The Challenge. Had already watched the Squid Game, the Korean phenomenon that just took over the world.
Right.
And was so fixated on the challenge, an episode, binge watched it, and was just like, I'm hooked, right? So after the
Right.
show was over, they had a little casting information. I looked it up and I'm like, I'm going to definitely try and get on this show. So I jumped in, did the application, made a very brief, quick video. And, it was some months that went by and they reached out. So I was really excited about it.
Wow. Did they reach out to you in the summertime, or do you remember? Was it summertime when they finally emailed?
I really remember. Oh yeah. No, it took a minute. It was probably right at the end of summer. I want to say it was late September,
Oh wow.
early October that they reached out.
Okay.
And that was in 2024.
Okay. And then you finally heard back when around December, right? They called you around December, letting you know that you got it because you'd leave in January.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. It was mid-December, and it was just over the moon and just very excited about it.
I'm sure. So, family, friends, how did they feel about this? It's something different. You're going to a reality TV show, going to the UK, gonna be gone for a little bit. And also your job. I heard a lot of people lost their job because of this as well. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was interesting. I actually went through something this past, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. So initially, when I told my kids are all doing really, really well. They're adults, young adults, and I'm the one that runs around banging the drum, making all the noise, right? And the only thing that my oldest daughter said to me was, "Mama, maintain your integrity." She said, "Just maintain your integrity." They don't want the spotlight on them. They do their thing. And they're all successful and they're all doing great. But that's all they had to really say.
Okay.
So I was all pumped up and geeked and everything, right? And then even building up to the release on November the 4th, we already had our chat groups that we've been communicating the whole time,
Okay.
the whole
year.
cast.
Right.
Yes. But, we had to keep our social media,
Of course.
quiet.
You had to be quiet for a whole year. I know.
So, we were all getting our sweatsuits, we were all getting hyped. We had been visiting and hanging out and just doing different things. So when the show premiered, let me backtrack.
Okay.
I sell real estate. So I didn't lose my job or anything like that.
Right.
I had, my time is my own.
Okay.
So when the show premiered, I was getting pumped up, but I was kind of feeling like, I don't even know if I really want to do this because I got cut. The O's got cut so quickly.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how I really felt about that, promoting that to all my family, friends, clients. And it's like, I didn't really get a chance to, be on the screen. So I didn't really know if I really wanted to publicize all that. Right. But then the numbers, when you look at all of the people who applied for the show, they said between 100 to 200,000 people actually applied, and 456 make the show.
Yeah.
It's like, what an honor, right? It's so exciting to be a part of something so huge.
Exactly.
Even if it's just for a little snippet, my head, my face, my profile made the screen. So it was an opportunity in itself.
Okay.
So I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
As far as my job, my clients have been supporting me and they've voted for me. And I know that, the ones who were on screen are getting more votes. But still, I've been getting a lot of support and encouragement, and I
Wonderful,
love it, and I'm here
wonderful.
for it. Yeah, so I'm even honored that you reached out. Miss Queen, interviewed all the show people and got her awards and recognition. I'm like, okay, she called me. It's like,
I
what's
am nobody, girl. So let's talk about this. The one that you did participate in has gotten a lot of noise because of the things that happen behind the scenes because everyone's talking about it. I've heard
up?
quite a bit of different things. It was hot. I heard people passed out. I heard people got to a fight, and it was just basically because of the count. The nurse got a lot of negative responses, yells, cussing, whatever. First of all, I heard she started late. Now I watched it with my fiance and I didn't catch it at first.
Mhm.
My fiance turned to me and he goes, "She started late. They're gonna get mad." And I'm just like, "What do you mean?" And I didn't really understand this whole thing. But then when I talked to a couple of cast members, I've heard different stories. First, one story I heard was because the twin hit it early, that's why the O's lost. Then I also heard um she was counting and they were yelling at her and might have distracted her while she was counting. I want to hear your account of it because I think where everybody is sitting, you're going to have a different angle to the situation and hear different things. Please tell me because it sounds like a lot of drama and chaos was happening with the O's.
So, I have my tea,
I
right?
see, I
And
see.
there's only now here's the thing.
Okay.
There's only so much that I can spill based on the contract that I signed.
Understood.
So
Understood.
I
Understood.
can't speak for all the other people and the things that they've said, but
Right.
I will say this experience, as a whole, you go in with an expectation. First of all, you've done this application that has taken almost a year,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
From start to finish.
Right.
All the hype, all the buildup, it was awesome. The black car service, got to the airport,
Right.
flew to London,
Mhm.
and you're sequestered in a hotel.
Mhm.
So for 2 days, I was just chill, read a book, didn't have my cell phone, didn't have my computer, had no access to the outside world, which is, like I was just ready to just unwind.
Right.
So going into the show, there's an expectation. You're putting your game face on, and you're not really quite sure how you're going to do it, but you're just feeling everybody out.
Mhm.
So in that count, considered to be the first game, the expectation was that we would be able to do something for ourselves to get in to the next game,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So this was something that was a little bit different and
Mhm.
was unexpected, and I think it just kind of took everybody by surprise. So just the overall situation of the hype, the actual counting, preparing, for the game, we were just like unsure of where this was going. So as it started and the expectation and how it went, for me, it was very frustrating.
Mm.
I was feeling a little salty, for a long time because, you sacrifice and you give up a lot to be on the show.
Okay.
And that's why I said building up to the show. And then once the show actually hit, I felt very honored to still be a part of that
Okay.
because there are so many people who would love to be on the show. And
Yes.
the fact that I made the cut, actually got my face on Netflix,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's still a big honor. Of course, we wish things would have been different, through the process of playing the game and having a different outcome.
Mhm.
But I can only say this: the two people that were counting, because there were two people who were counting. There was the nurse, and then there was another young lady, and I don't know what her profession was, but there were two counters, and I believe they both got thrown off. And of course, there was only so much that we can do, and our hands were basically tied.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the frustration, where you had mentioned maybe a fight had broken out and people were angry and people were really upset. But there were a lot of things that were out of our control. And, I only have love for the people that,
Of
that
course.
did that
Right.
because they had a target on their back.
They
People,
did.
of course, were going to be angry and they want to blame somebody else, for the outcome. But at the end of the day, they did the best they could. And, after everything is said and done, there's nothing but love, for all of the castmates. People have had opportunities to process and communicate and work through whatever issue they had.
Well, I can't find her anywhere, like at all.
Who's that?
The nurse. She does not have any social media, and I was wondering because of the backlash that she received in the in that situation, in her mind, she doesn't want to hear it online. I don't. I'm guessing because she has like no social media at all. I cannot find her because I wanted to her to
Well,
talk. I wanted her to say her own side, because it's all mixed up
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
muddled right now.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do, I'll see if I can find her for you,
Okay.
and see what I could do. When you look at this social media phenomena,
Yeah.
with reality TV,
Hmm.
as you're well aware, you can be made to look a certain way.
Yes. Yes.
And I can only again speak for myself,
Yeah. Of
because
course.
in that moment there were things that I said. I'm very
Hmm.
passionate,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And the only comment that I had shared with multiple castmates, and even some of the staff
Hmm.
or the production team, I did not want to be viewed as the angry Black woman, right? Because
Understood.
they could
Understood.
take that snippet,
Yes.
they could take that one
Yes.
little snippet and twist it, but take it out of context from the full dialogue or conversation or monologue, that may have been given, based on a situation.
No, I
So
understand that. 100%.
so I completely understand her wanting to just step away and take some time so that
Right.
she's not viewed as this individual who did this thing.
Hmm.
But there are so many other parts of that thing that people aren't seeing.
Well, she wasn't portrayed, in my opinion, as a angry anything, but I think that the
Oh no, not her, not
okay,
her.
gotcha.
I'm just saying for me,
No,
the
no.
things that I
Well,
said.
I understand that because the history of reality TV, and as long as I've been covering it for over 5 years, the old reality TV that I used to cover, that's all we saw. They only edited to where the black women they were on, and there wasn't really many of us on. There'd be one or two, but the ones that they
Hmm.
showed was most of the time they were catching them angry or yelling. Now, they might be defending themselves or maybe in a build up, whatever, but they don't show that part. They just show them angry, and that's the only thing reality TV has shown us as angry black women. So I to your point, I do understand why you wanted to change that and make sure you didn't have that portrayal. I completely understand that. If I got on
Well, I
reality TV,
got
that'd be my
edited.
first fear.
I got cut. I was cut. So they didn't put any of it out there, which is fine, right? But
Right,
it was
right.
still my experience. But as far as the nurse, um, she was a wonderful person. I actually sat with her for a long time throughout
Mhm.
the production
Okay.
time frame, where
Mhm.
we were able to chop it up and just kind of connect, because you do have a lot of time and you're building these relationships with these people because you're sitting around, doing the filming and whatnot.
Right.
So wonderful person, wonderful
Mhm.
person. I hate that things went the way it did for the O team.
Right.
But we were able to get together. I think it was like later that night. When we got back to the
Mhm.
hotel, and we all had a good time. But again, some of us were still so salty. I was still so angry, like for half the year, because
Oh,
I wanted my shot at that 4.6 $56 million.
so I think everybody felt like that the first challenge that it was not in their hands. And I felt like this Squid Game was kind of quicker compared to the other one because they were doing a lot of mass eliminations. Um, kind of
Yes,
like
yes,
kind
it
of like kind of
was.
like Beast Games. So when Beast Games came out, they were doing mass eliminations the first day. So it got down to small numbers within hours. And I think that Squid Games, because I analyze these shows, that Squid
Uh-huh.
Games took that from Beast Games because last season it was a slower process. It took a little bit longer before we got down to it's like the first day we was like, oh crap, we are down to the. So I
Yeah.
think that first challenge you guys were frustrated. A lot of you guys probably were frustrated because it wasn't in your hands. You wasn't able
Oh,
to
there's
do
no
anything.
doubt. There's no doubt. We were totally frustrated. And I agree with you, because in watching the show this season, of course, I already knew what was going to happen, at least with the first episode, right?
Right, right.
And you have this preconceived notion that everything is just moving so fast and it's like there's no character building. But as the season has progressed, it's been really good. I mean,
Yes.
it's gotten really good. So
Mhm.
they were able to focus and tune in on certain individuals, to
Yeah,
do that character building, hear
of
their
course, of course.
comments. And
Mm.
yeah, so I've really enjoyed that part of it. I just wish I had an opportunity to be a part of it.
Well, hopefully you get back on there again to keep on posting on your Instagram and your stories as much as possible so that that you can get back on there. It hopefully it will happen. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm hoping.
what other what other things do you that was a standout to you in your opinion?
So for the overall games or the cast, or what?
What just your whole experience, period. Your whole experience at all.
The experience as a whole, I did Deal or No Deal, the syndicated version years ago with Howie Mandel in Connecticut when they did that. And
Okay.
there were people from that cast, this was 2009, that reached out to me to say, good luck, for this Squid Game challenge. And the biggest takeaway, Kamisha, is the relationships. You get to know these people. You're spending time with them, and I joke about trauma bonding, right? We've been
Mhm.
trauma bound together, going through this experience.
Mhm.
So the biggest takeaway is the relationships, the overall experience of just being on something that's so huge, is so much bigger than me, right? I mean, this is
Right.
like a worldwide phenomenon, the
Okay.
challenge, and just being selected to be a part of that is something that I'll always cherish. Even this conversation with you, I mean, the queen of
Oh.
reality reviews, it's like you've been doing this for 5 years. I mean, how did you get into this?
Probably over 5 years. I was actually tolling around with YouTube, and I was on this sector where all they did was fight and go back and forth and make videos. And I feel like I have this whole channel with over 3,000 subscribers, and it's about nothing.
Hmm.
So I started to dig and see the bloggers and content creators what they were doing. I said, I gotta find my niche, and so I deleted the whole channel. And I said, I love reality TV. Why not cover that? I started doing own networks. My very first show was Ready to Love, CBS
Okay,
Big
I love that
Brother.
show. Yep.
CBS Big Brother. I did both those shows. Then I started interviewing cast from Ready to Love. And then I started saying, I really want to do this. Then I had my channel, Kamisha Reviews. I took my last name and kind of created. I review reality TV, and I
Hmm.
called myself the Queen Reality TV after interviewing a lot of people from USA Network, Apple TV, HBO Max, Stars. Like they all send me shows. I used to have to ask for it. Now I'll just get in my email, hey, new season, this new show, you want to watch it? NBC, CBS flew me out. Well, I had to pay for it. Flew me out to New York for a premiere. Things are changing my life where I said, this is what I really want to do. Eventually, it's going to be my life, my only job, but it just takes a long, long time to get where something big happens to you or whatever. But I don't know. I love it. It's frustrating sometimes, but I love it.
Exactly. I sell real estate. I feel the same way. I'm very passionate about it, and a lot of
Mm,
ups and downs. The
I'm
economy,
sure.
people, personalities, but overall, the experience, the opportunity of being on reality TV.
Hmm.
A lot of people shy away from it, and it's like I gravitate. I mean, I love the opportunity of being out there. I joke around because I was actually born in Hollywood at the Hollywood Community Hospital,
Oh, wow.
and I always say I'm destined to be a star. So I just turned 60 in August,
Okay.
and
Look good, mama.
it's thank you. And it's
Blessing,
like
blessing, blessing.
I was saying that life, I have more years behind me than I do in front, but my attitude, I've had
Mhm.
a shift. It's like I still have so much to give and so much to receive and so much to live for. So you never know from one day to the next how things could change. So
Yeah.
just again, having this opportunity and this exposure, and then meeting so many amazing people and hearing their stories,
Right.
it's a blessing.
Yes, it
To
is.
me, for me, it's been a blessing.
No, it is. I agree with you 100%. I love that. That's a beautiful way to actually to say that. I love that for you. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Well, Mama, look, I really appreciate you coming on, and I don't care if you're on it for 2 seconds. It was still an iconic thing, like you said, and the way you put it was perfect. A lot of people applied for it and didn't get it, and you did. So
yes.
you still got to some place where other people did not get those be in those rooms. You know what I'm saying? Essentially.
Hmm.
So I mean, hey, use it to your advantage for your real estate. Really, really and truly, you should be putting this all content on your YouTube channel. You doing your real estate, incorporating it in. Girl, you should have content up because you were on TV. So take
Yeah.
advantage of it while the show is still on before the finale. Take advantage of it. A lot of people don't do that, and they should.
Look,
What
and
a
I'm sitting
business.
here talking with you, the queen of reality review. So I definitely got to take advantage of this. This is
Yes,
awesome. I'm
ma'am.
honored that you reached out to me. I
Yes,
really am.
ma'am.
Thank you so
No,
much.
the honor is me. Whenever someone says my invitation, is honor is always for me, in my opinion. So I'm humbled that way. So Okay, Mama. Well, this was a good interview, good conversation, and I'm glad for your experience. Your family supported you. I'm just glad for everything that happened to you. The team is supporting you. Sounds like a positive experience overall.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for
Oh yeah.
thank you for trying to reach out to the nurse for me. That would be also great, and clearing up some things about the nurse as well. I do appreciate that. There's so much out there. But if you do get a hold of her, please. She doesn't have social media or anything. You can give my number. You have my number. It's fine because I
Will
don't think
do.
she's on any social media, and then I will communicate and see. That's if she wants to even do it. I don't know.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
she does, I'm open to it. Safe place. I'm trying to say here.
Can I just share one last thing in terms
Go
of
ahead.
in terms of this interview, in terms of
Yes, ma'am.
wherever it goes? If anyone would like, please vote for 176 for a second chance
Hey,
of being on the show. I'll make sure you have the link, right, Kamisha,
the link for what? I'm
for
sorry.
the voting, for the second chance voting.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's,
But
yeah,
yeah.
I'll make sure it's on my page. So 176 Penny Williams, we love your support.
Yes,
Again,
please. Let's make sure we go and vote for her. Please, God, go and vote for her. She's an awesome personality. I want to see her back on here again and see what strategic moves she's gonna make in this new season.
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, y'all.
You
That
have
being
a
said,
good day.
this Community Reviews, the Queen Reality TV YouTube, Mama. Enjoy your day, Queen. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is what it is. Period.